For this new series with Victor Wembanyama, I'm going to go into the random rec for 100 games. 100 games. Keep track of my stats in the random rec. Keep track of everyone else's stats in the random rec and kind of just talk about what I'm noticing with random rec each and every game. I think this will be a lot of fun. I left it up to you guys for what kind of big I should make. I did a poll for current players and I did a poll for retro players. Tim Duncan won the retro players one. 85 votes. That's crazy. If you want to partake in some of these polls that I post, please subscribe and you'll get notified when I'm making these polls. Anyways, it came down to the Tim Duncan who won the retro players, and it came down to Wembanyama who won the current players. They had a head-to-head. Wemby just barely won. All right, so now that Wemby won, I wanted to get a vibe for what kind of build I should make. I've never made a big. I think I've made one big in my life on 2K, so I'm not really familiar with this kind of build. How tall should I make him? You guys want 7'2". What kind of wingspan and height should I make him? 7'2", longer wingspan was the winner. So I went with 7'2". I went with the correct weight for an 84 strength. I understand that Wemby's probably weak, but at the same time, it's 2K. I want to make a Wemby-like build while still making him playable in 2K. So obviously, you should probably go with a 7'3 wingspan, or 7'3 height, excuse me, with max wingspan, but I just don't think that that's going to be a lot of fun to use in 2K. So I'm still going to be 7'2", so I'm one off max wingspan, but I'm going to have a 7'8 wingspan, so that my shooting is still pretty good, but still maintaining good defensive rebounding or defensive badges in general. Physicals will max out first, max out the speed, max out the excel, max out the strength, almost max out the vertical, and then we're going to max out the stamina. Pretty self-explanatory. Want him to be fast, want him to be pretty strong. The big is probably the strongest guy on the court, unless of the rare occurrences where there is a lockdown with 95 strength. The big is going to be the strongest guy on the court 9 times out of 10. Let's start with the defense of the build, all right? So we're going to up the rebound to a 92. We're going to get all those rebounding badges on gold, including pogo stick on gold to help us with our block. I want to be able to get an offensive rebound, so we put that at 70. Wembanyama leads the league in blocks, so we're going to up this thing to a 92. Interior is going to be at a 77, so that we can get anchor gold. Pogo will still be gold, obviously. And then perimeter, we're going to put it at 59, I think, 58. Just so that we can at least move a little bit better laterally. But defensively, Wembanyama leads the NBA in blocks, right? He's even on a minutes restriction, so I really wanted to see if I could do a build with 99 block on it. You guys told me not to do that, so we're going to save points there. That way that we can upgrade elsewhere. But for the most part, the rebounding is where it is because we want to be able to snag boards. Gold rebound chaser is going to be good enough, I think, especially in random rec. I can't think of how many times I come into the random rec and there's a person with 99 rebound. So I think this is going to be good enough rebounding. 70 rebound. We can get offensive rebounds for when these guys miss shots, which I think is going to be very beneficial, obviously. I think that goes without saying. And then the block. I have Kevin Durant build with an 87 block, and I really, really like it. We're only going to get chased down on bronze, I believe, with this build because of the lack of vertical we have being 7'2". But anchor gold is going to be really good to go with pogo gold. I think this defense, these defensive attributes are going to be really good, and I'm excited to see how this goes. Let's go on to the playmaking. This will be pretty quick. We're going to up our speed to almost all the way, ball handle to about a 55 so we can get big driver on bronze. And our pass is going to be an 86. Now, you can argue that Wemby probably doesn't have an 86 pass, but I want to be able to get break starter on gold, honestly. This is kind of when the 2K part of the build comes in. I want to be able to get rebounds and just kind of chuck it up court, and I mean, that's kind of the best way to get assists in random rec is to get boards and throw it up court, so there's not really much to talk about with the playmaking of this build. I want to be able to handle a little bit. I want to be able to play make a little bit, so that's why we did what we did. Shooting, we're going to put our 3 at a 76 so we can get the corner specialist up to silver. And we're going to do an 84 midi. 82 midi gives you guard up gold, catch and shoot gold. 83 midi, I don't think gives you anything really. I think Deadeye maybe on silver and Blinders silver on 84 midi. This is good enough shooting. I think a lot of guys make a Wemby build and they give them the shortest wingspan to make the shooting make sense. But I'm still trying to be long. Pause. I'm still trying to have a long wingspan. I'm still trying to be able to block stuff with my block, get boards, and not saying that you can't do that with minimum wingspan, but Wemby does have an 8-foot wingspan, so this is already pretty much incorrect. But again, we're trying to make this playable in 2K. This shooting is going to be really good for me. I love catch and shoot. It's an S tier badge for bigs. I think really for all bigs, or for all builds, excuse me. So I'm really excited about the shooting. I think this is going to be very, very solid. I did less shooting with my KD build compared to other creators out there in the world. And I still love it to death, so I think the shooting right here is going to be plenty for me. The next part of this build, we'll do the finishing. This is kind of up in the air for debate, whether or not Wemby is this good of a finisher or not, but again, we're playing 2K. This is not real life. 81 post control, plenty of post control there. Just want to be able to do some spins, post spins, get all that on gold, post fades. 90 standing dunk, we're going to get contact dunks, elite contact dunks for standing dunks. 75 driving dunk, just so we can get some good animations for when we do drive and decide to do a driving dunk. And our driving layup is going to be a 77. Now, you're probably looking at this like, why is my close shot so low? I'm going to be dunking the ball, all right? I'm going to be pump faking. I'm going to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be tall enough to get standing dunks really whenever I want, I think. So the close shot is irrelevant. I'm sure someone's going to say that that's gross, but at the end of the day, I know my play style better than anyone. I think I'm going to get away with having no close shot on a big because my standing dunk is elite. 77 driving layup, we're going to get the Sabonis driving layup. You get that at starter 3. I'm at starter 3, so I'm excited to see how that plays out. Haven't used it this year. Obviously, haven't made a big in several years, but the finishing here is going to be just fine. Very good dunking, very good finishing. Post control helps our midi. I mean, I'm not sure what more you want from this build. Look at this build all throughout. We have 90s everywhere, except for a couple. Shooting, we're decent. 84, 74. Playmaking, we have an 86. Defense, 92, 90. This build is beautiful. I'm very excited to start using this build. I love the way this build's looking. We get the shades of a great Joel Embiid, Kristaps Porzingis, and a Victor Wembanyama. So I don't want to hear anyone saying this is not a Wembanyama build. Oh, he's not tall enough. He needs another inch. Pause. He needs a longer wingspan. I don't want to hear any of that because we get a Victor Wembanyama comparison. All right? Very good comparisons. Obviously, if you've watched me before, comparisons I think are irrelevant, but we're a mid-range threat. We are Wembanyama. This is the Random Rec series, 100 games. We're going to keep track of stats and everything. I'm very excited to see how this goes. This is going to be my first series that I'm actually doing on my YouTube. So if you're excited to see this, please leave a like, subscribe for the content. I'm going to try to get gameplay of this build tomorrow, hopefully. 100 games with Wemby. It's going to be very fun. Join me. Thank you for all the support recently. I love yous.